Hey everybody, so I had this recorded earlier, but the audio messed up, so I guess I just have to go over it again. If you guys remember, before AMD announced their earnings, I went over their key levels as well. As you guys can see, they're still pulled up on the charts. And today was AMD's Financial Analyst Day, so I decided to watch a little bit of the live stream. I mainly watched it on my phone, but then when I switched to my computer, I did start recording it, and I figured I should go over the key levels as well and give you guys a little bit of a price update. Starting where I first had it, we saw this bearish drop, then a rejection off of this level or support at this level for the bulls. It came back up to this level, a rejection. We see a strong bearish candle push to the downside, a little bit of a breakthrough into the bearish zone will cost about 50% to the final target. Then we see this gap up in pre-market trading and then back into the untradeable zone. We see push down to the bottom level of this zone right here at 238, and then currently price just broke above this level. In that video, the zones initially looked like this and the untradeable was up here, but earlier today when I was recording, I decided to pinch price further, put a level at 246, and this can allow for more aggressive entries, and longs can be found right there at 246. If you want it to be more aggressive, you're now going to reduce your untradeable zone from 242 up to 246. You're going to keep the bearish zone between 242 and 212.75, and the bullish zone now becomes 246 up to 288.50. That's going to be all at the end of this video. You guys can catch a little bit of the live stream as I was on my desktop recording it. Thank you guys for watching this, and I hope you enjoyed.
Place is when you're now the incumbent. So you have to imagine, like, we don't take any share for granted. Okay, so every generation we have to prove that we are better, and better by a lot. But when you're in the incumbent position, you just have such a different seat at the table, and that's where we are today in server CPUs, especially in the cloud. I think we're planning long-term roadmaps, multiple generations, and frankly, I can't say that we get it right all the time, but our customers are very willing to tell us where we can adjust and where we should adjust so that we can be, a very significant piece of that business. And so, yeah, we're fortunate that at the same time that the market is inflecting, we have, such a strong product portfolio. And if you translate that into the GPU side, it is similar and different in cases. From the standpoint where it's similar, it is foundational is all about the technology. We know that. And, we've also had a very deliberate path of going from, MI 250 to MI 300 to MI 350. We chose not to do rack scale solutions this year because we thought that would be hard, and we wanted to prioritize time to market of our new data formats and new solutions. But we chose to set ourselves up so that MI 450, we had all of the pieces. That's why we did the ZT acquisition. That's why we did the Pensando acquisition. That's why he's been hiring like crazy on the software side. And then as we go to MI 500, there's another set of significant innovations that are coming on board. So I think it is similar from the standpoint that it's very foundational technology. Where it is slightly different is the size of the market and the speed of the market in AI is different than what we saw in the general purpose CPU market. And I actually think that plays in our favor, because when you have a market that's moving that fast, and when there's so much opportunity to disrupt and innovate, and when one day you're thinking about training systems and the next day you're thinking about fine-tuning and inferencing systems, and you need to deploy quickly, it favors differing solutions. So I think we've made tremendous progress. We give all of our competition lots and lots of credit, because that's who we are. We earn every socket. But we feel really good about our trajectory, and I'll let you guys add. Yeah.
I can add one
You can
comment.
see we're passionate about this topic as a management team. So
we're super passionate. I'll just make a quick comment and connect it back with what you heard Gene in talking about our disciplined capital allocation. We run a very, very disciplined process. When you look at that pyramid I showed of the value of all the building blocks leading down to our product pillars, that capital allocation is scrubbed many times over to understand what value it's providing. So your analogy to the server roadmap, that expanding roadmap was deliberations year after year, several years in advance for the arc of R&D that you need to decide that differentiation by listening to our customers, build it in, deliver it. Same thing the GPU. So we have created a very disciplined process as we make those decisions across every business unit with R&D, closing back with Lisa and Jean, and we're going to continue that going forward.
You know, it's not often that I publicly disagree with Lisa, but let me publicly disagree with her on one point. She said it's all about technology, and I would only quibble with the word all. That is the table stakes that allows you to play at the table. But the other critical element that we learned during the server journey, and that I think is pertinent here as well, is that the other element, because you're talking about a market and applications that are core to our customers, they're very important to our customers. The other element is customer trust. And building that trust where they understand that they can rely on AMD, that they can rely on our technology, that we're going to execute for them. It's extremely important, and we built that in a very deliberate way on the server side, and I think actually we're doing the same thing here as well. Phased approach to building with our lead customers, trials with MI 250 or 300, expanding the usage, and things like the validation the implicit validation from large customers embracing MI 450 are very important in reinforcing that lead customers have trust in AMD to provide the core of their AI solutions, and that also is an incredible validation for the rest of the market. So sorry to disagree with you a little bit, Lisa. But just
That's what a great team is for.
Well said, Forrest. Just a couple of things from me. Thank you to all the executives for coming together here today. You can feel free to give them a round of applause. But I think it's just as important to talk about the people that didn't come up on stage. There's a whole nother part of the executive team that wasn't presenting today. There was a hell of a lot of work done by Liz and her IR team, by Phil and the communications team, by the events team, by everybody at AMD. We're trying really hard to represent the 25,000 engineers and do them proud. And it takes a lot of work to put on an event like this. All my days on the sell side coming to these things, I had no idea how much work it was. I found that out. And I just want all those people to be recognized as well. So Lisa, the whole team, thank you very much. And let's have a cocktail.